beat. Long day. Ooh. What the fuck? How's it going, guys? Cameron here, Canadian Gamer, coming at you with another video. This guy, Master System Marceau, unbelievable. For those of you who don't know, I used to have a weekly podcast with this guy, Master System Marceau. I would give him weekly shout-outs. I helped him get up and over 500 subscribers. Anyways, me and him haven't been seeing eye to eye lately. And it's gotten to the point where he's obsessing over me on his community tab on YouTube. And every so often, every couple of days, he posts like a crazy manifesto that he puts out there for people to read. Now, the funny thing about his manifestos, this guy right here, he's so dense. Let me just get this out of the way and we'll get on with today's video. He doesn't understand that he only has 500 YouTube subscribers, okay? So Marceau, if you're watching this, and I know you are, because you love to hate watch, and thank you, by the way, because I just got another $85 royalty check from Google AdSense yesterday. So, yeah, Marceau's got just over 500 subscribers. So Marceau, you're putting out these manifestos about me, whatever, that's your MO. Who's really paying attention to what you're putting out? Okay? You're not some big A-lister celebrity with 10 million loyal followers on YouTube, Marceau. You've got 500 subscribers, and out of those 500, probably about 475 of those subscribers are absolutely fucking dead. Okay? You're lucky if you get, and I'm not saying this to disparage your YouTube channel. I'm one and the same. You're lucky if you get 20 to 25 people watch one of your videos, okay? And as far as your community tab is concerned, same thing. You're lucky if you get 10, 15 people looking at it. So who are you trying to reach out to? What's your MO here? You think by posting something on your community tab about me that Elon Musk is going to read it? You think millions of people on the interweb are going to read your posts? Use your fucking head, man. Use your fucking head, okay? I just took time out of your life because if you spent even 5 minutes writing up one of those manifestos, okay? That is 5 minutes I took from you, okay? So fuck you. Fuck you, okay? And he's complaining. He's like, oh, CG says he's going to watch me like a hawk for the next 30, 40 years. He's fucking stalking me. He's harassing me. What are you talking about? You want to be watched. Isn't that why you're on social media? Isn't that why you have 4 Twitter accounts? Isn't that why you have 5 YouTube accounts? You want people to watch you, right? Am I not allowed to watch you? You're on social media. And then he's complaining that I'm tagging him all the time. Well, Marceau, you're on social media. You're a social media influencer. You're on YouTube. You're a YouTuber. You're a superstar YouTuber. Okay, if you don't like being tagged on something, then maybe you shouldn't be on YouTube, okay? It comes with the territory, Marceau. Get used to it. Fuck off. So getting on with today's video, to let you guys know, I did get into the David Lynch biography that I've had for a couple of days here. A couple of years, excuse me. I've had it for maybe 2 years. Bought it when it came out. Room to Dream. Really good. Just getting into it. I kind of skipped through the early chapters because it talks about his life growing up as a child. I kind of wanted to get right into when he started, obviously, making his films. So, yeah, I'm having a real good time with it so far, and I want to continue to read it throughout the next couple of weeks. You know, reading for me, I've talked about it before, but like once I get into a book, I'm hooked and I can't put it down. But a lot of times it takes everything for me to pick up a book. I'll stare at it for months and months and months, years. And then finally I'll pick it up and read it. So I do like to read. I am an avid reader. Unlike Marceau, who's never read a book in his life. Okay, that's enough with Marceau. We can move on from Marceau. Really good book. Highly recommend it. Now, today's topic of conversation, already into the 5-minute mark. I wanted to talk about video game collecting and how that bears a lot of similarities to a drug addiction. Okay? And so, yeah, it might sound crazy for me to say that, but hear me out. So, I'm not an expert on drug culture, but I've read enough on a lot of the drugs out there. One of them that comes to mind is heroin. So they say with heroin, let's say you didn't want to do heroin, like obviously who would want to do heroin, but let's say you didn't want to do heroin whatsoever, okay? And let's say somebody or 5 guys tied you down, okay, and forced a needle into your arm, okay, full of heroin, okay? They say that just like that, you're hooked, even though you want nothing to do with it. The heroin gets inside your bloodstream, okay? And then it triggers, obviously, whatever it triggers inside your brain. And you start to have crazy withdrawal symptoms, okay? And that's why a lot of heroin addicts, to get off the drug, again, I'm not an expert on it, but I'm pretty sure they have to get on like another drug to sort of wean themselves off the heroin. And they say, a lot of heroin users, they say, it starts off like an incredible euphoria. It's like 10,000 orgasms is the famous quote. The first time you have heroin, but eventually, like any other drug, your body becomes immune to it, and it gets to the point where you're no longer doing heroin for the high. You're doing it because you don't want to deal with the dope sickness. So to get rid of the dope sickness, you keep on doing heroin. So I guess what I'm saying is video game collecting, it has some similarities. Could you consider video game collecting a drug? Could you? I think so. I think it is a drug in itself. And I'll give you an example, okay? I used to love game hunting. Anyone that used to watch my channel back in the day when I first started out, I would go to Value Village, I would go to thrift stores, I would go to pawn shops, and I built a large chunk of my collection through Value Village and thrift stores and pawn shops. Okay, I found many titles that typically would go for 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks at a retro video game store downtown, and I got it for 10, 15, 20 bucks just because I was very eager to hunt. The thrill of the hunt is what they would say. I slowed down as I amassed my collection. I didn't feel the need to want to go out and hunt as much. A lot of resellers now are going out and they're hunting as well, so it's making it really difficult for us to go out there and find the games that you might have been able to find at the store 10, 15, what am I saying here? Not 10, 15 years ago. Well, maybe 10, 15 years ago, I guess so. It is 2023, so I guess it's not too far-fetched to say 15 years ago, 2008. But I get the urge to scratch that itch every so often, and if I'm in the city and I'm driving past the Value Village, detour, and I'll go in and take a look. I can't help myself. Well, it happened today. It happened again. I was in the area. The pawn shop just so happened to be open on a Sunday, and I went over there, and I went in, and I saw all the games, okay? And it was like a rush of blood to the head, okay? It was just absolutely sublime. Orgasmic, okay? I went in there, all of a sudden I started looking at all the games, and next thing you know, and I'm going to quickly show you what I picked up. It's not really the point of today's video, but I'll show you my pickups anyways. I picked up another copy of TDU2, Test Drive Unlimited 2. And I'm going to send this out to Marcus at Dads and Lads Gaming. And so you'll get that in a couple of weeks. It's complete in box. Don't worry, I sanitized it. I wiped all the cum stains off of it, Marcus. Okay, I picked up Road Rage, a spiritual successor to Road Rash, albeit it is open world. Very excited to check that out. Play it online. Stream it. Need for Speed Nitro, one that MJR talks a lot about. Finally picked that up. And I paid $24.99. This goes for about $35 on eBay. Test Drive. We're on the eve of destruction. Yeah, this is Holy Grail. This one's pretty hard to find. You can get it on the PS2 as well. I wasn't really looking for any of these games with the exception of maybe this one. I had it on my list. But I went into the store and I ended up picking up, I'll say 3 games because the 4th one I picked it up for Marcus. But so as you can see right there, I went in, I couldn't help myself, okay? And I got all hot and horny, all the games, looking at all the games, and I ended up spending almost $60, okay? I couldn't help myself, okay? It's a fucking addiction, 100%, okay? It's like a crack addiction, okay? I couldn't stop myself. I went in, I probably shouldn't have. Then I started looking at all the games, and then I picked up a few games that I didn't even have on my radar. Like, you know, I wasn't really looking to pick this up, but I saw it sitting there and I saw the price, $24.99, and so I'm like, oh, I have to pick it up. You know what I mean? Complete in box. Mint. But I've done that over the years, one too many times. I couldn't resist the urge to go into the store and hunt for games and buy games that weren't even on my radar. And I got enough games on my plate. Again, it's like a drug addiction. I was going through a withdrawal. I was feeling the withdrawal symptoms. Again, I went in and I bought a few games, okay? And it literally felt like somebody has stuck a heroin needle in my arm, okay? And as soon as they put it in, I was like, oh, man, that feels so good. Oh. I'm telling you, you guys that are laughing at me right now, you're living in denial. Okay? Game addicting is a fucking drug. It's a hardcore drug, okay? It's no different than crystal meth or cocaine, crack cocaine or heroin, okay? You guys just don't want to accept it. You guys know what I'm talking about. You're watching this video right now, you've done the same thing, okay? You've done the same thing. You're buying a bunch of games out there when you've got a bunch on your plate and you can't stop picking up games. It's a filthy, greasy addiction, okay? We all have it. I'm guilty of it myself as well, okay? I was doing good. I wasn't picking anything up for the most part. And then I had a relapse today. I went in and I bought a bunch of games that I probably shouldn't have bought. So that was really what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to just talk about how I think game collecting in moderation is fine, don't get me wrong, but you can certainly go down a dark hole and it can become, like I said, the equivalent of a hardcore drug addiction. So I want you guys to leave it in the comments below, and I want you to perhaps send out a response video to old CG as well. Would you compare game collecting to a drug addiction, or am I way off base in that assessment? Let me know in the comments below, and I'm going to leave it at that, right at the 14-minute mark. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of my pickups as well. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. This guy, eh? This guy. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great night. Take care.